Greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie alongside Empress Menenai Rastafari. Hello my beautiful people, back again with another video on another Friday. So before I get started, I would like to advise you, my beautiful people, please head over to my website jahbu.com and take a look at my entire collection of art. There you can purchase many different types of canvases. When I say different types of canvases, I mean different paintings of mine at different sizes. So if you have any questions, concerns, just email me. Oh, and for those of you beautiful people who always ask me for commissions, I do not do commissions. I was a commission artist for 12 years, and that phase of my life is over. Now I try to focus on my concepts and visions or whatever, right? So I am sorry to disappoint, but I really appreciate love. You know what I'm saying? I'm honored that folks would consider my expertise as something they would want for a commission. That really warms my heart. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And thank you to everyone who's bought something, shared, and liked my video or anything of such nature. One love, always, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, we're going to do something different. Today, we're going to look at the Khoisan Bushman, right? The Khoisan Planet Seeker. But instead of me explaining the painting, because I think I made a video explaining the painting already. If not, then I'll explain a little bit more in this video. But what we're going to do, we're going to take it over to the screen, right? And I'm going to go through the steps. So I have a few JPEGs, I have a few still images. We're going to go through the still images, and I'm going to tell you the process of what I was doing, you know, at each step. You know what I'm saying? So this is different. I don't know why I didn't think about this before, but this morning when I was walking Obi, my dog, you know what I'm saying? It just popped up. I was like, man, what are you doing, man? Just do this. So anyway, let's jump over right to the screen. I keep looking up here. I need to look here, right in your eyes, right down in the eye. The eyes of the soul. Anyway, let's switch it over to the screen. So here, you can see I have a very simple sketch, right? And so it's weird, right? So I would start off with like small sketches, right? Like really small sketches, like little thumbnail sketches, right? I can draw it right on here. So typically like a sketch like this, right? This is the insider. So if you're watching this video, you get inside knowledge. What I'll do, so say for a concept like this with the lion and the bushman, right? And he's seeking. So I was thinking of like piercing through emptiness, right? Piercing through an empty void, right? And I know a lot of people say from dark comes light, but I said, you know what? Let me flip it. What if what if void is nothing? What if it's just all white? What is emptiness? What is nothingness? That's what I wanted him to peer into, right? So, for example, for a sketch like this, right? What I did is I said, okay, I want the back half of the composition, this half, right, to be in the darkness, but he's piercing through light. You know what I mean? He's bringing the universe into existence, kind of. That's the kind of theme that I was going for. So basically, what I do is I'll start out with a sketch like this, right? And I'll do something simple, like a stick figure. Like I'll draw like a stick figure, like this, you know, and then I'll do something very simple, right? Very simple. It's very simple, right? And then I'll have like the line. So it's just a conceptual sketch. I don't know if you guys can see it. Then I'll have the line and this here is going like that. So that's what I'll do, right? And then I'll have the line back here. So I'll do something like that at first, right? I know it's hard to see, but trust me, this is how I get it. And then I just go in and I kind of draw it in, right? So it takes me about a week to actually get my sketch down packed and right. And there's a lot of deleting and adding and deleting and adding. So it takes me a while. I've put up videos before of me just sketching on my Instagram. So head over to my Instagram, jahbu_art, because this is also on YouTube. So anyway, let's get rid of all of that, right? I think I actually drew. See, this is the artist's vein right here, right? When you draw you draw in the same layer. Digital artists, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so here you can see it's a very simple sketch. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. So I have the figure here, and then he's kind of like pointing forward, There's a spear. At first I wanted planets revolving around here, but I don't know, I just kind of put them floating around instead, right? So you just lay down your foundation. You know, I got the lion in the back, you know, as his companion, his guide, you know. Bushmen tend to do a lot of hunting, you know what I mean? And I think they even hunt lions, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong on that. Check your facts, people. But anyway, so I'll just put in, you know, just simple sketch. I don't like to over define my sketches, because what happens is I feel like a lot of my painting will get lost, if that makes any sense. So if I sit here and I sketch out every little thing, right, I kind of want to paint out everything, if that makes any sense, because I treat paint like Play-Doh or clay, right? Kind of, right? Where you have a lot, right? You have a lot, right? So you have a whole lot, and what you do is like clay, like you have a big clump of clay, right? And I'll take my eraser. I'm just gonna go back. I'll take my eraser, right? And then what I'll do is I'll take my eraser and I'll just mold. Like so, if say for example, if I, you know, like this is the front of the line. You see what I'm doing? You see? And then you just add, and you delete. So that's what I mean when it's a constant tug of war, right? So like I'm drawing a lime green lion right here. So I'm drawing a lime green lion right here, right? You see, you can kind of get the drift. You can see the lion's mane coming in. You see it coming in, right? So that's pretty much what I do. It's the super simplified version. So let's take it over to step 2. So what I do after my sketch, like for example here, I just want big blocks of color, right? Big blocks. So I just kind of, this is like really general, right? If you look, there's not a lot of detail. It's really really basic shading, nothing too fancy, because you want to build up. You want to build. I spend weeks, days, hours building up a single piece, right? It's never just, oh, you just go in and you know what? Let me just draw this and let me just do it and let me color it in 2 days and then it's done. Not for me. I used to be an artist like that, but since I've slowed down and taken my time with my digital art, it has skyrocketed in terms of just the fidelity of my images, if that makes any sense, right? It's a higher quality, right? So when you take your time, you have time to build. So as you can see, I have big planets here in the back shaping up, right? And here's the void. Now, so when it came to the void, I said, you know what? I think the void should be represented with a smoke-like substance, right? Like a misty type of like eerie, flowy thing, right? Or space magic, but not really space magic. So as you can see, he's walking towards the void, and I want to create the sense of motion going this way. So everything, if you look, most things are going this way. I'm creating the motion, right? I'm creating the entire motion of the painting. So it looks like wind or not, yeah, it's like wind. I guess it would look like he's going through a wind tunnel, kind of, but like a subtle way, not too much, right? So let's take it over to step 3, right? And not really steps, but this is just where I happen to take the photograph or the JPEG, right? Screenshot. So here you can see I'm adding in more detail. Now I'm getting the texture of the lion fur, like, you know, and I'm painting and I'm you know, so, and I'm putting textures on planets. Here you can see I'm adding the clouds, and you know, I'm taking in consideration also the lighting that I want, right? So for example, here I try to make everything darker. I try to give a nice drop shadow down here for weight, right? You always want to make sure, for some reason as humans, we like things top lit, right? We like the light to come down from above, and that's because for hundreds, millions of years or whatever, I don't know how long humans have been around. I think it's like 4.6 million years. I don't even know. Honestly, I'm not an archaeologist, so, but you know what I mean. So we see stuff from top, right? So when you go outside, everything is top lit because of the sun and the moon. So that's what you want to do in your artwork, right? Have the light coming from the top. As you can see, the lion's mane is way more colorful, way more bright, way more vibrant than the lion's hide, right? All right, so let's take it over some more. So here, I really start to simplify up in here, right? I'm trying to make it less pronounced, because this is too pronounced, right? For me, for what I wanted, this was too pronounced. It doesn't look misty, but I just wanted the form of the smoke, right? The form of the void. But here, you can see I faded it out. I added a nice dark planet back here for contrast. Playing with contrast is amazing. You can pull some amazing things off if you just toy with your contrast. Like, for example, I didn't make this planet white. Why? Because then it would look like a continuation of the void. That's not what I want. I want the planet to appear as if it's behind, back, right? So that's why I use contrast, right, to make them black versus white. You know, so there it also creates distance, right? So here, these planets up here, here and here, these two planets are back in the void, right? They're coming into existence as he's going through that void, right? And here, these are more developed planets. These are planets, or you know, here's my little shout out right here. I love painting Africa on globes. You know what I'm saying? I'm fluting dots, right? So anyway, so these planets have been existing for years, but even though these planets are on a different plane from our hunter and our lion, the lighting is still consistent. It's like if I'm shining a light here, right? If I'm shining that light, it's hitting here and gradually fading off like an orb, right? Or an apple. Just take a ball and look at it in space, in light, and see how it wraps around, right? So here it's bright, it's super bright in this area. The light is bouncing off his shoulders, and his arms, right? But then down in here, it's starting to darken. It's starting to get dark, right? Like back in here, right? And that's also to add a sense of weight to the painting, right? But then, this is my favorite part. After I get my big blocks of color in, I like to add in a lot of detail and a lot of color, right? And this is why my work takes so long, because I actually sit and strategize, how am I going to use the detail to create texture within the composition, right? So, what did I do? I started adding in more planets, more stars, right? More planets, more stars, that creates texture, right? When I say texture, I don't mean like, oh, the texture of the skin. What I mean is the visual texture within the painting itself, right? So to me, stars in the atmosphere, that's a texture, right? Because it's breaking up that space, right? But anyway, so as you can see, now I'm starting to add in this nice orange glow, and I added in a few more planets. Notice that these planets appear closer than the planets in the back. That was intentional. I wanted these to be newly formed planets up here, right? These are the newly formed planets, right? These little ones down here, you see they're coming into existence, right? So that's why they're made out of the void, right? But anyway, so what I started to do was, as you can see, I started adding more textures to the lion, right? So I added more stars, added a little planet back here, right? And I thought, okay, what if the lion is made from the void itself? That's what I was thinking at the time. So you can see that same similar void pattern that we have here, right, is also happening here, right? Creative texturing, man. It's amazing. You just gotta apply it wherever you can, right? And show off with it. You know, have some style with it. Have fun, right? So as you can see, I'm also starting to paint his tools. He has a spear, his bow. The Bushmen love using the bow. I added more texture to his hair. And yeah, so I just kept going. So here we're getting closer to completion. Here we're getting closer to completion, right? So now the colors are coming in. Now I add a lot more details, like these little drop shadows, extra planets. That's my favorite part of art, is just adding detail. Excuse me. And just adding detail, right? So you can see the lion's face is a little bit more completed. I added more detail around his shawl here that's wrapping around him. At first, I kind of wanted the shawl to go up here, but then it would block off the anatomy of the lion, right? So I wanted the shawl to be flowing and stuff. But then I was like, nah, he's not Batman. He's a hunter. So let's let the shawl be simple and just drop. Simple. Right? Sometimes I take liberty in just doing whatever, right? And it's up to the artist's choice, right? So a flowing cape would have probably been more epic, but honestly, I didn't want it to cover up the lion and the tail and everything, right? So here we are. This is the final piece right here, right? So as you can see, I bump up the saturation. I love bright, vibrant colors. I love doing that. So here's the void. He's walking out of the void. Coming off the ground, I added these clouds just to create a sense of atmosphere and space. So obviously these clouds are closer than the universe, because this is representing the universe coming in, right? It's the universe is coming into existence, right? And here is just emptiness, right? But he's a planet seeker, so he's seeking out these planets. He's seeking them out. You see what I mean? So this is how the stages. This is the stages of what typically goes on when I'm making my art, which takes weeks. Cause I take my time. I don't care. And this is why I say I like doing stuff for myself, because let me pause this video. Let me stop this video, because it's a pain to catch it back and edit in. But as I was saying, my beautiful people, right? When I have a concept in my mind, I just like to see it through to fruition. I like to see it the way I have it up here. And sometimes what I have up here, it changes. It just depends on how I feel, honestly. I mean, I'll be lying if I told you what I felt didn't come through in the work. It's not possible. I think it's impossible. Even if I was doing commission work, a little bit of me will always be in the work, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this stages video or steps video. Let me know in the comment section if you guys want more of content like this or more videos like this. For those of you who are on Instagram, head over to YouTube and subscribe, right? I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. Instagram is popping, right? Instagram is dope, but we need to get some action over on YouTube's, right? And also follow me on Pinterest. Look for me on Pinterest. I got a lot of boards going up on Pinterest, so I'm trying my best. You know what I'm saying? Me and 9D, shout out to 9D, for helping me out with the Pinterest. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, my beautiful people, head over to my website. Have a gander. But anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful week. Oh, and by the way, I will be gone on vacation for the next 2 weeks. So if you notice I'm not posting as much, or if I don't have a video up or whatever, it's because I'm not coming back until August. You know what I'm saying? But when we come back in August, it's time to start the Yoruba Orishas, right? And other African goddesses and gods. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do yet. I'm still going through the comments and I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do, right? But anyway, my beautiful people, take care of yourselves. Be blessed, be loved. One love, Nati out.